Hey guys, how's it going? Mark here from Labyrinth Studios. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. Today we are checking out the Sonic 25th anniversary live stream event. Yeah, interesting one, slightly outside my usual remit. I was asked to do this by a commenter on one of my other reaction videos. They wanted me to take a look at this basically because there are a lot of technical problems during this live stream. That definitely piqued my interest because as somebody who, my recording studio that I run with my business partner, we do live streaming from our studio. It's one of the things we do alongside recording, mixing and mastering and band rehearsals. We also do live streaming. So as somebody who does that professionally, yeah, it definitely piqued my interest. So I'm interested to see what might have went wrong here. Just to give a little bit of context, let's read some of the comment that was posted on one of my other videos recommending I check this one out. So Edspace66 says, "Hey, I have an interesting live video I would be really interested to see your reaction and thoughts on. As a sound engineer, it's not 100% all music, although there is a music section, but it is a live event. Back in 2016, there was a relatively large party celebrating the 25th anniversary of a video game character, Sonic. At the party, they were essentially doing these huge announcements for new games coming out, doing live performances for the song scene in the games, all sorts of stuff to promote the character. And the entire event was professionally live streamed with about 50,000 people watching. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people, not some small scale event, big pressure there. But here's the thing, despite being backed by an extremely rich company, would be Sega, with millions of dollars to spare and a huge amount of resources at its disposal, the audio on the live stream was absolutely dreadful. It was a complete technical disaster, and the biggest problem was it had this really loud buzzing in the background for almost half the entire event. Wow, okay. Until they finally fixed it. So they go on to say more stuff, but that's the general gist of it. So yeah, I thought this would be an interesting one to cover. You know, any of you who are interested in this sort of stuff, technical stuff, sound engineering, or live streaming, any of that kind of stuff, I thought it would be interesting to cover, and I'm definitely interested. See if not that I think I'll be able to figure out what went wrong. There can be a whole myriad of things that can go wrong with any kind of live event. It really doesn't matter. I mean, this just goes to show this was a huge, huge event with a lot of resources, a lot of money thrown in. It really doesn't matter how many resources you have, how much money you have. You can have the best people on the job and stuff can still go wrong. And quite often when it does go wrong, it goes pretty damn wrong. I've definitely had my fair share of bad experiences. I will say, thankfully, nothing too catastrophic, but I've definitely, yeah, been in some pretty stressful situations where the pressure's really been on and, you know, something's gone wrong in the middle of an event or leading up to an event starting, and, you know, you've got limited time to try and figure out what the hell is going wrong. I've been there, we've all been there if you work in the industry as a sound engineer or any kind of technical staff, and it can be pretty horrible. So yeah, I feel for whoever was, you know, having to deal with this and trying to, you know, when you've got that many people watching a live stream, God knows how the technical team doing the live stream must have felt in that moment. But yeah, let's check this out. I'm going to skim through the video because it's a 4-hour long live stream, so obviously we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're just going to look at some key points and yeah, try and figure out what could have maybe happened. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video and my sort of reaction to this live stream. Let's get stuck into it. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead because this is just like you have at the beginning of any live stream. You'll go live just to make sure that, you know, the live stream's going out properly, and you'll have some kind of test card or animation like this, with a bit of music or whatever, going off until you're ready to actually go fully live, and just gives a bit of time to pull viewers in as well. Okay, so fine here to start off with. The audio seems fine.
Phone Mark here. No, the audio isn't fine. I can hear that now listening back to it in the edit. There's already some kind of whiny, sort of buzzy kind of noise there in the background. So straight off the bat, not fine at all.
I will say that is an absolutely horrible shot. Camera shot, I mean. Yeah, it was really bad. Like, the lighting's awful. Stage lighting looks fine. I mean, it looks relatively minimal, but you know, you don't need a ton at this kind of event necessarily. Yeah, it's just an awful shot. It's like slightly off kilter. You've just kind of got the DJs and Dancing Sonic in at the bottom. They're obviously trying to get everything in on a wider shot here. I hope they've got some decent closer shots, but just as a wider establishing shot, that is not good. You would expect a lot better from a huge event like this, to be honest, with the image quality. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so judging from the fact that Dancing Sonic is still dancing, the DJs look like they're still DJing, that definitely suggests that the audio at the source level, you know, what was actually happening live in the venue where it was taking place, was fine. It was just where it was getting out to the stream, somewhere along that signal path, something was going wrong. Who knows whether, because this could have been happening at a more sort of analog level, like a cable's come out somewhere. Basically, I mean, it sounds like a broken connection, that sort of sound. Any of you guys who are a guitarist, you'll know the sound, you know, if you plug a jack cable, your guitar cable, into an amp whilst it's turned on, you get that horrible bang and kind of buzzing sound. My guess would be, though, guessing completely, because I have no idea how any of the signals were being run, but I imagine a large part of the signal path was running digitally. Maybe there's a disconnect somewhere there. Let's jump back into the stream, skip through a bit more, see what else happens. Okay, so music has come back in, but we've still got the buzzing there underneath. And also, that close shot is is not very good either. Yeah, we certainly didn't do lots of audio technical problems, but also just not very well shot from a video standpoint. So all round, not good. Whoa, okay. And so the audio literally cuts out completely. Sonic's still dancing, DJs are still, you know, DJing, grooving. We're fine at the actual source venue level. It's somewhere where it's going out to the stream. So obviously those changes, they're probably scrambling, trying to fix the issue. And that's probably why the audio cut out completely, because maybe they were like, it was better to kind of cut it completely and try and figure out where this buzzing is coming from. Even once they got the audio back in, you know, even with the audio there, that buzzing is pretty distracting and just not what you would expect from a big live stream event like this. It's really horrible. It's really awful when you're in the thick of it and you have to sort of make a decision where like something isn't working and you're like, well, I kind of almost need to make it worse and like cut out the audio completely or something along those lines to then try and fix the problem properly, which is, I imagine, is what they, you know, the point that they were at here. Let's skim through a little bit more. So the come back in, and it's still the buzzing. Oh, wow, what was that? I don't know quite where that was, but there's another weird noise that came in. Yeah, it just gets worse, doesn't it? It's oh, and there's some pops happening as well. So it's weird for the audio, because the audio that is there, that sounds like it's coming out clean. The hum, the buzzing is, I imagine, a separate stream of audio. They've probably, you know, got multiple channels of audio outputting here. But then if that's the case, and when you've only got DJs playing, wouldn't you just sort of mute that channel? Although maybe they couldn't. It's very, I can only speculate, not really knowing what the actual setup was.
And did any of you guys, by the way, any of you guys come here to Comic-Con just for this tonight?
Is that?
That's like half the room. Holy cow.
Okay, there was that weird ground hum that came in. I thought that was going to happen every time he was speaking. Maybe that would, you know, be another problem. There was a problem on the vocal feed, but sounds like it was separate to that. But yeah, this is just...
Did any of you guys come from overseas or outside the country to get here?
Really is catastrophic. I mean, yeah. Wow. You know, it does happen. It happens, you know. At the end of the day, the biggest thing you can learn, I think, when you work in this industry, whether it's a sound engineer or any other kind of technical AV crew, is that, you know, it's horrible when you're in the thick of it and something is going wrong, you know, especially when it's going really badly wrong for an event that a lot of people are trying to enjoy and it's ruining their experience. But at the end of the day, you know, we are all human. I know there's money involved and all sorts, you know, there can be plenty at stake. But at the end of the day, you walk away from it still alive, maybe not with your integrity fully intact or your wallet fully intact, but you're still alive. You know, life goes on. We're all human, basically, is the gist of it. Mistakes or problems happen. Things happen sometimes that are beyond our control. You have to sometimes just let go of your pride and let go of the stress. You know, it's all really easy for me to say. I mean, there must have been so much at stake for this event. What can you do sometimes? That's literally it. What can you do? Okay, so we've had another complete audio dropout. I don't know what's worse, being able to hear the music or the speakers, but having some weird whining or buzzing going on in the background, or not even the background, as it, you know, it's pretty prevalent in the audio, or yeah, just not hearing anything at all. Neither is particularly great. So even on the trailers playing, I think we've still got that buzzing. Sounds like it. So it sounds like we're fine now. Let's skip to much later on in the stream.
Here to tell us about the exciting...
Oh, we still
Sell
got...
out, and you see them on eBay. And then we have, if you guys don't happen to have...
So I thought we were good, but still got problems. That's like a ground kind of hum, I think. Some sort of ground loop issue going on, maybe?
Well, tonight, I'm very excited to tell you, we're going to take a look forward into the future.
this is definitely a lot better than it was earlier on. Like, even though it's not great, and you would expect clean audio from, you know, an event like this, but at the same time, like, I could deal with this if I was watching it. It wouldn't get away too much, you know, particularly if, like, I was really set on, I really wanted to experience this live stream and, you know, see any new trailers that were coming out or whatever for Sonic games and other stuff. It wouldn't stop me watching the stream, whereas those noises earlier on definitely would. Yeah, I wonder how many viewers they lost. It must have been dropping off pretty quickly. So let's just check out a bit more.
Future next, we'd like to welcome a familiar
Okay, so
face
still
back
the same kind of noise going on.
The fruit of the efforts of
Sega.
Yeah. So it seems like they don't ever fully solve it, which is a shame, but they definitely managed to improve the situation at least. Yeah, I don't think I can really say much more on this. I didn't really think I'd be able to offer a ton of insight into what might have went wrong, just because there can be so many variables at play here. It really depends, like, what systems they were using audio-wise, and then how that was being fed into the live stream, how they were running the live stream, you know, with whatever feeds they were running, like RTMP feeds, and how that was all getting sent out, and how those audio and video streams were working. So there's just a whole ton of variables here where those kind of noises could have been caused by a whole multitude of things. So I can only really sort of semi-speculate. Yeah, it's interesting. It's, you know, and also, like, does put things in perspective if you work in this industry. If you ever have a bad gig as a sound engineer, just remember that for the Sonic 25th anniversary live stream, going out to over 50,000 people, they had catastrophic issues that almost completely ruined the entire stream, and life still goes on. So yeah, it could be worse, basically. You could have been one of the people working on the Sonic 25th anniversary live stream. And if you were, and you happen to be watching this video, if you would be willing to share, or know anyone who would be willing to share, I'd be interested to hear maybe some of the reasoning, why, you know, what the setup was and what did go wrong, and what was done to try and fix it. I'm pretty sure that, you know, Sega have got that all under lock and key. They probably don't want anybody talking about that. This video was a re-upload of the live stream, so I'm guessing they probably took it down everywhere they could. But if you are anyone who can get in touch with me to talk about this live stream, if you were involved in it, have any insider information, then let me know. Hit me up. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was interesting. It was kind of different from the norm. So yeah, I appreciate the commenter who recommended this to me. I appreciate you recommending this to me. It was a fun one to check out. It was interesting. I'm sorry I couldn't offer a ton of insight, but like I say, there are just too many variables at play here to be able to really offer any kind of real insight into what the technical problems could have been. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel already for more React videos, more studio videos. If you're interested in recording studios, music production, mixing and mastering, sound engineering, anything like that, there's a ton of content here for you that you should hopefully enjoy. With that said, I'll see you guys again in the next one.